Bang, we live.
Mic check, mic check.
Mic check. 1 2 1 2. What's going on, Bear Nation? You see us in here right now. Come on, man. If y'all don't know who this is right now, I don't know what to tell y'all, man. This is the guy Karl from Time Smile, man. One of my day ones from Bear's Twitter, man. You know, we locked in like dreadlock. You know what I mean, Karl?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We're waiting on Alan, CJ, and the Bear Review walk, but we just wanted to go live. You know what I mean? Don't want to have the people waiting too long, you know?
Yeah. I mean, there's a very certain something that I think everyone wants to know, everyone wants to talk about. I have the picture down there, the infamous maybe tweet. Hopefully it's the answer to our question here, but we'll talk some 53-man roster projections. Problem, I think, is when we get into it, there's going to be a lot more maneuvering than I think we're going to be familiar with or comfortable with.
Right.
Way too many projections to make. I mean, there's going to be guys like Case Keenum. I had a tweet out. I forgot all the guys. Case Keenum, Roshan Johnson. Obviously, Austin Booker has a legitimate injury. They're all potentially like IR candidates.
Right.
So they'll start on the 53 for the first hour, and then they'll get put onto IR, which if you're put onto IR, you have to miss at least 4 games. But it feels like it would be a good way to kind of do that because you have your bye week in week 5. So
Right.
you have 5 weeks to rest up in theory. So
Right. We got a couple of comments, man. We got Soulback Sports. Shout out to my guy, man. He retweeted it. We got Relentless Mikey here. What up, Relentless Mikey on YouTube? We got the guy, the legend, Cream Sleeve is in the building. Cream Sleeves, what up, fam? What's for dinner? That's crazy you asked that, Cream. I literally just ate. I just ate baked catfish, and I had vegetable rice, and I had salad.
I respect the baked catfish, but fried catfish is just so much better, man.
Yeah,
In my
like
personal opinion, my humble opinion.
Yeah, I'm just trying to stay away from fried foods, man.
It's a good choice.
Yeah.
Mr. Cream.
We got 23 people alive right now, man.
Cream is like just the funniest story, man. Like, I don't want to get you in trouble, but odds on Cream Sleeve actually being a janitor for the Bears, in my opinion, pretty low.
Mm-hmm.
But the odds of him being the replacement in training for Larry Mayer, the Bears' senior writer, that's very high. So, there's Walt.
There's Walt from the Bear Review. Look how I got my guy. You see, everybody noticed the art. I put effort into this, man. Did you see Karl on his logo? Do you see Walt on his logo? Y'all got to give it up, man. I be cooking with this, man. Y'all got to give it up. What's going on with you, big dog?
What's going on, man?
How you been, man? How's your weekend going?
Yeah, I'm going pretty good. It's actually my birthday today, so I was enjoying that
Holy
for a while.
shit. Happy birthday, Walt.
Happy birthday.
Thanks,
Happy birthday, man. So how you feeling about let's just get to it. How you feeling about the preseason game last week, man? Against the Chiefs, man. Like how do you feel about the game, man? Just what's your thoughts?
Which half of the game? The first half or the second? Because they're basically two different games.
You tell me.
The second half of the game was actually really good. I thought they did a good job across the board. Tyson Bagent played well. You know, we saw Jahdae Walker basically seal the whole game with the touchdown and the final tackle, too. First half of the game, offense actually ran better once you sat down and looked at the stat line and the film. The offense really wasn't that bad. It's the defense, which is the major question here.
Right.
I wasn't impressed with kind of the offensive line play as a whole. It was fine, but I don't know. That left tackle situation leaves so much to be desired. Hopefully, kind of what we were seeing is just that Ben Johnson wasn't offering much scheme to help much of anything because it's preseason, so it's really hard to judge that. But I'm fully in agreement. The defense, preseason or not, it looked bad.
Right. They look bad. Yeah, that's the only way I can describe it. Like the defense, man. Like I know I put a post and it trended. Man, got like 80,000 views, and you know I didn't see Billings do too much. Man, I was just waiting for some splash plays from just Montez, Billings, or just give me something. Like we don't have to get to the quarterback every single play, but like nobody flashed to me. I was like, okay, there's one. Okay, there's another.
And guys, we'll be quick to say your starting cornerback's not playing. He probably will play against the Vikings week 1, so the secondary should, in theory, be better. Kyler Gordon as well. But my initial issue with this defense going into the season was with the run defense. And even in preseason, a lot of your starting defensive line played, and the Chiefs were still able to run for 8 yards per carry over the left guard after they just traded away their Hall of Fame left guard. So it's like, what the fuck are we doing?
What the fuck? Yeah, man, it's crazy. Shout out to everybody retweeted. Shout out to Soulback Sports that retweeted. Shout out to my homegirl. Where's her retweet? Honey McMahon. That's my girl, man. She retweeted the post. So if you guys want to retweet it and put this guy on your page, man, don't waste no time. Please do it. Still waiting on CJ and Allen, but we can keep going. We got an audience, man.
Yeah, I mean, because the problem with the run defense, Karl, like you said, is the starters really didn't get a chance to show their stuff. I mean, even looking at it now, you got Zach Pickens as your guy with the most run defense snaps on the team. 42.
Did he start, though? I would like to know who's on the field for like those first 2 series, because it was either the first or the second series where Isaiah Pacheco, who I think is coming off an injury himself, maybe not. I think he returned last year. He looked electric, and he was just like literally walking through the left guard like it was nothing. It's weird.
Well, we can find that out.
Yeah, NFL Pro probably has who's on the field for that first snap.
We got a couple of comments. We got Relentless Mikey said, and the run defense is going to be a problem because Minnesota will be heavy with all their wide receivers down. We run heavy with all their wide receivers down.
The only saving grace is they have a bunch of new players. I think their left guard is a rookie, so maybe Minnesota's run game won't be in midseason form for the Monday night game, but I have no problems predicting Kevin O'Connell having a good game plan. I mean, that's one hell of a coach.
Yeah, we got Brian Gilmore saying the first 6 cuts were officially made.
Yes, sir. So for those who aren't aware, it's Swayze Bozeman, your linebacker, Chris Glazer, your guard, Thomas Gordon, your tight end, Mark Perry, your safety, Samari Toure, your wide receiver, and Jeremiah Walker, I wrote down wide receiver. I'm pretty sure he's a cornerback, though.
So Karl, to answer your question about Isaiah Pacheco, the starting defense based on NFL Pro was Ruben Hippolyte at linebacker. The defensive tackles were Chris Williams and Gervin Dexter. The defensive ends were Odagbo and Sweat. Noah Sewell played linebacker. Edgewood was out there. Nashawn Wright, Tyreek Stevenson, Shaquan Brisker, and Kevin Byard.
So regarding the run defense, obviously your linebacker situation less than ideal. Hippolyte's probably only going to play teams in 2025. Williams, I don't know if we are going to spoil this. I have Chris Williams making the roster. He should be a guy who should be competent against the run. It's not Grady Jarrett, though, and that's where Grady Jarrett would be lining up. So maybe that's the key to all of this, but hard to say.
We got CJ in the building right here. We got Crooked Commish saying, as long as wide receiver Walker's still in the squad, I'm cool with it. We got, he said, what's up, guys? Crooked Commish. Crooked Commish, I think he's from another podcast. Forgot. And shout out to Cream Sleeve for retweeting the live, bro. We really appreciate that, Cream, man. Shout out to Cream. There's CJ right there, man. CJ, what's going on, bro?
Oh, you gotta turn his mic CJ's on. Muted.
You gotta turn his mic on when you get a minute. So Walt, man, how was the baby, the situation with the, you know what I mean? I don't know if you want to talk about how's that going, man? You're almost a pop, bro. How's that going?
9 days, guys.
9 days?
9 days to go.
That's it. Yeah, and she'll be here. So
that's a hell of a 2-week stretch, man. Congratulations, birthday and the baby.
Oh, he said he's from Chicago Clubhouse. Okay, we appreciate Crooked Commissioner. Appreciate you. Anybody can answer this. He said, do you fellas see any trades coming soon to Chicago?
I hope so.
Yeah. In my projections, I haven't had anything fancy. but it would be very plausible to see the Bears sign a guy like. Oh, am I off the screen or am I still?
No, you good. You good, Karl. Just give me 1 second. You good. You good. You good.
A guy like Zadarius Smith wouldn't be surprised whatsoever if the Bears signed him. There's going to be guys, it happens every year. Oh, how did he get cut? I can't believe he got cut. Little whispers of Tank Bigsby, a guy who the Bears could try and find a way to acquire. He would probably be an upgrade to, like, Britton Brown, if that's your Roshan Johnson replacement. So I have no idea.
Okay.
Who's been saying Tank Bigsby's on the block? I saw a little bit about that, but
not public, right? The idea is that they have the alien head. I think his name is Trevor Etienne. I forgot his first name. But then after him, they drafted Bashul Tutin, who I love, out of Tech. So after that, I thought that they had another back. I have no idea. But do you want Bigsby being your third back in that stable? You could probably get value out of him if you're the Jaguars. So I don't know.
if anything, you might think they might go with Etienne over Bigsby. I mean, in terms of cutting them off the roster, honestly.
Getting rid of Etienne just straight up would feel terrible. He's a former first-round pick. Not to say he's that, incredible, but maybe they'd want to just cut bait with Bigsby and see if they can groom Bashul Tutin into the Etienne replacement. Always a fun time in the NFL.
CJ, what's good, big dog? How you feeling, man?
What's going on, man?
Man, people getting the hell off my team. We cutting the fat.
I thought you was gonna be live at 7 o'clock. When I looked, I said, "Oh shoot, you live right now."
CJ, you're Eastern time, so 6 o'clock is my Central time. You said
that's what I'm saying. My clock says 6:50 something.
Yeah, you know how we get in here and we got to go live a few minutes just to warm up and make sure I got the audio right and the visuals right. So me and Karl was just in here, just messing around, making sure everything was right. You know how we roll. Just like if you was in here, I gotta go a little live early to make sure that we straight. But we good though.
Yeah, I got you. I forgot you got to share it.
No, take your time, bro. He says, you know who I don't want? Shiloh Sanders.
You gotta let me show this tweet on screen. This had
Go
me
ahead, man.
cackling.
Which one? Take your time, bro.
Hold on a second. This
Take your time. Take your time. We pay for this. It's unlimited. Take your time. Big Robinson has run his course, in my opinion. I agree.
Yeah, no, I have to agree with Brian Gilmore. I think Robinson ran his course a long time ago.
Yeah, he did. I don't even understand why the hell is he still here? It just doesn't make sense.
G. Walker, I've got the tweet if you want to throw it up real quick before it gets lost in translation here.
Hold on, let me add it to the stage. Oh, wait.
Change it.
Give me 1 second.
Change it to one you can remember. Then I can put it in here.
The 1020.
There it is.
Same one or no?
Who's that talking in the background?
I think it was CJ, but he's good.
Oh, my bad.
The projected top landing spots for Shiloh Sanders. Oh, there it goes. There you go.
Wait a minute. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, if there's any audio-only listeners, again, according to this is Hard Rock Bet. I have no idea if they're even legitimate. It says the top 5 landing spots for Shiloh Sanders after he was released by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 1 Saints, 2 Steelers, 3 Broncos, 4 Buccaneers, 5 Publix, the grocery store. Thought it was funny.
I mean, it's crazy that he got cut the day right before he got into a fight with a tight end. You know what I mean? Like, that was crazy as hell. Like,
I thought it was wishy-washy.
Then he was cut. Like, what the hell was that?
I thought that was wishy-washy. I mean, as he got open hand, barely touched him after he had already been instigated. I thought it was soft as pillow, but whatever.
It's just the excuse they needed. I mean, he must have been on the bubble, so.
Yeah. Wasn't he a draft pick, though?
No.
Oh, he was just a UDFA?
Yeah, they got him later on.
I thought it was a draft pick. Still, very, very funny. Not a player I think that the Bears need to worry about just yet. Bears don't have a safety under contract in 2026, but we'll cross that bridge, I guess.
You know, I'm surprised that the Buccaneers did keep so far is Desmond Watson.
I'm not even sure who that is.
He's the big defensive tackle out of Florida. He was pushing north of like 400 pounds.
That's right, yeah. Didn't I see something along the lines of him not being able to practice because they were trying to get him to lose weight, but they didn't want him to lose weight too fast? Something insane?
I don't know how true that actually is. That's,
it makes no sense to me either.
Stuff like ML Sports and whatnot.
Alan, turn your mic off till you get your light on, Alan. You good. Just turn your avatar off, Alan. So go ahead. We got a comment from V Dog saying, I know it's preseason, but Ben has shown to be the guy that so far, finally, the bill of goods that we as a fan base can buy into. Love his energy on the sidelines. Yeah, Ben Johnson, man, he's a very good, he's like a people person almost. You know what I mean? He's like a politician. Sometimes your head coaches can be very politician-esque. Ben Johnson fits that profile. Smart, young enough, smart enough. He just oozes what's modern and trendy in the NFL right now. You know what I mean, Walt? Like Ben Johnson is just that guy right now.
Yeah, I mean, I have no real complaints at Ben Johnson. I think he's looked good on the field. He's looked good, behind the podium, and he's really getting the guys, together. And even watching him, from afar, but still in person at camp, he did a good job of keeping everyone together. So more so than I can say Flus ever did.
Right. There go the legend right there, everybody. OG Allen is ready.
That's my source of all offensive line information right there, Mr. Allen.
Allen, hey, the pancake report. Did any of you guys see the pancake report clip that we did?
No, I'll have to check that out, man. That sounds like fun.
Yeah. We got Brian Gilmore saying Ben Johnson and the crew have truly been a real breath of fresh air. It makes me excited. Yeah, I mean, I can say the same thing. It's just time, man, for us to take off, man. We got a young coach that's aggressive, quarterback that's aggressive. We got a front office that's aggressive finally and spending money. Kevin Warren, put his whistled and what's his name, George McCaskey ear to get him to spend money. So the Chicago Bears got a lot to be optimistic about this year, man. We got weapons all over the field. We got Luther Burden. We got Colson Loveland. We got DeAndre Swift. We got Roshan. We got some stuff, man. That defensive line, though, I don't know, Alan. That defensive line is looking like the worst part of the team right now, right?
Yeah, that defensive line hurt my feelings. Watching that tape, I had to have a couple drinks watching that tape. That was horrendous, man. I mean, guys going in the gap simultaneously. I'm like, I mean, a stunt you supposed to wait. It's like a click. Like it's one guy. It's like you're doing a George stunt. Like you hit the tackle and I go inside. If I'm an end, I'm going inside with the guard. But they went to the same gap. I'm like, the coach didn't draw that up. That's just somebody not paying attention. And also, the linebacker, whoever was the linebacker in there, I think it was Sewell, because Edwards had flanked out and he had contained on that play. So it had to be Sewell or either Hippolyte has to go down and tap the D lineman. Okay, you got A gap or you got B gap. That has to be communicated by the linebacker. It looked like they just got lost in the sauce for like 20 seconds.
Yeah. All right, we got one more comment, everybody. Then we're going to get to the actual content of the show, which is our prediction. Who's going to get cut? Who's going to make the team? We got a graphic from our guy, Karl, from the Time Smile podcast. So we're about to get it cracking. One more comment I'm going to read. But from Relentless Mike, he says, last year, if we was down about 27-10, it would have been GG's. Yeah, man, but this is a different team. Shout out to Ben Johnson. I believe in Tyson Bagent. I'm going to say this. I believe in Tyson Bagent because Ben Johnson believes in Tyson Bagent. Ben Johnson has the ability to tailor his offense around the limitations of a quarterback like a Tyson Bagent. So, but let's not get delusional out here, people, that you want to start Tyson Bagent. Let's remember that Tyson Bagent has more reps with time with the 2s and 3s than Caleb has had with the 1s. Let's not be delusional. It's because he's out there more. He's not actually playing with the 1s. He's playing with the 2s and 3s. He's a system quarterback. Ben Johnson knows that, and he paid him. So we got a system quarterback and a generational talent. So let's bring up Karl's graphic for the 90-man runs.
Well, I was just going to say, is 27-10 the score at half? I literally cannot remember. I think it was, right? So I think 27-10 is representative of what our ones did against their ones. I do think that we're kind of far away. So, this on screen right now is my prediction. It's not verified anything, whether it looks pretty or not. This is all just a prediction. And again, the practice squad list is 15 players. You're allowed to have a limit of 16, but the Bears started 2024 with a 14-man practice squad. And that involved flipping around that fullback whose name is escaping me. So there's going to be some wonky, weird things that happened, like I said at the very beginning of the show. Guys like Case Keenum, Roshan Johnson, Austin Booker, they're all primed to essentially be on the 53-man roster and then immediately go on to IR for a month. So this is just my prediction. I don't know if you guys have anything else or if you'd rather kind of build it out ourselves. We could build out cuts if you'd want to. I've got a live doc that we can play with, so whatever you guys think would be best.
That's why we brought you in here, Karl. You the man with the graphics, bro. You really great at this. You know, I like to work with people, and I like to, take advantage of their strengths to showcase their strengths. So you take us, bro. You lead us with this show, and we follow your lead. You know what I mean? So we can go through how we're gonna go through it with the cuts, build it out, however we want to do it. Chat, y'all help us with the Smoke Fest and help bring the flames to the Smoke Fest of the CNG Podcast, Time Smart Podcast, the Bear Review, CJ and Allen's 53-man roster prediction EP. Let's get it going, Karl.
Well, with the full prediction here, you can see a certain undrafted free agent wide receiver definitely made wide receiver 6 for this roster. So I don't know how you guys feel about Jade Walker. I have a lot of conviction about the player, whether his stats aren't incredible, kind of just when it mattered, right? He got a really nice touchdown catch against the Dolphins, followed that up with probably an even better catch against the Chiefs to win the game. Obviously, Jade Walker, or that was a good throw to Jade Walker by Tyson Bagent, but I don't know. Jade Walker's flashing on special teams too, guys. He almost blocked a punt against the Bills, and then he made the final tackle to literally win the game that he caught the winning touchdown for. So I think that while there might be players who are better than Jade Walker in a vacuum, having those unproven, hungry kids really elevates your team, in my opinion. So adding a guy like that, it just boosts morale. Everyone loves him. See the sideline reaction to the Chiefs game. I mean, yeah, I agree with the guys in my chat on YouTube. Jade Walker is as close to a lock as you can be. And I don't know if you want to quickly throw up that tweet that I have. Jade Walker has released a tiny little bit of cryptic information here. So he says, nothing promised, everything earned. The hashtag there, it says, they ain't invite me. That's him referring to him not getting an invite to the NFL Combine.
Right. So Jade Walker's been the star of the preseason, Allen. So what has been your thoughts, man, from his ability to catch, his ability to separate, you know what I mean? His ability to be on time where he's supposed to be. How much value is that right now for him to make this roster?
That's an awesome value. I think what he has that most of our receivers are what Antoine Randall wants in receivers is guys to stay attentive in the routes concepts. Running your route as hard as you can to open up the other players. The guys that do the dirty work. The other guys, like the movie with, Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg, the other guys. You got to have those type of dudes on the team, man. So Jade Walker, I think he will be a good, awesome pickup. I just don't think if they let him go, I think somebody will snatch him up, and I think he won't make it to the practice squad.
Alan, that has Minnesota Vikings smeared all over it, man.
Yeah,
that's my biggest fear with him not going on the 53.
So, well, same thing to you, man. He's been the best receiver we've seen. It looked like he's made Tyler Scott unemployed. You know what I'm saying? So, what's your thoughts on him, Walt?
Yeah, man. I mean, I love Jade Walker. I mean, I think right after that game, you saw the tweet I posted. He just killed Tyler Scott's career on the Chicago Bears. I know you saw that, Karl. But honestly, I mean, he gives you everything. He gives you a little bit of speed. He's a big body receiver, around 6'3", a little over 200 threat. But we saw on full display his core strength on that toe tap catch. All right, you're not seeing that from Tyler Scott. You're seeing Tyler Scott get a lot of open plays and maybe make a few yards out of it. That's great, grand. But, Johnny Walker's just a different animal that you want on the back end of your roster. He's young, he's hungry, and he's going to be able to go up and break his back for you. And that's what really stands out. You have to have those type of players on the team. You can have your stars, like your DJ Moores and your Luther Burdens and all that. But at the end of the day, you need those grinders too, and he fits that bill.
Yeah, I mean, Tyler Scott, if we're going to get into a true prediction here, I think that Tyler Scott has proved himself to be better than, is it Maurice Alexander, number 13? I know you guys won't like me saying I'd rather have Tyler Scott than 12, Devin Duvernay. But the thing is that I do think that Tyler Scott has already hit his ceiling.
Yeah.
And I don't even think Johnny Walker's close to that. So that's a guy who this regime identified, brought in. I think you go with the young, unproven kid, even though he's proved enough to make the 53, in my opinion.
I wouldn't count out Tyler Scott yet because I think Duvernay dealing with an injury.
There's a good chance, actually, now that you bring that up. I don't know. I legitimately didn't remember him playing in the preseason, but he did get some action against the Dolphins, and then it stopped right there. So
I think, because this year I think you can have 2 extra spots on IR. So I think it went from 4 to 6.
There's a cap on how many players you can have on injured reserve?
Well, you have your injury waived, but I'm talking about your standard roster injured reserve. Like you can have a bunch of injured wave guys, but the actual IR, those guys will have to take a roster spot when they get healthy.
Yeah, it says NFL teams can designate up to 8 players to return from injured reserve during the season.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I wouldn't be surprised if Duvernay and Booker start on IR. And Zay Frazier's definitely going to start on IR. He might stay on the whole season.
He said we're going to retire and cut it. But let's get into a couple of comments. We got Relentless Mikey saying, what are y'all thoughts on Zay Frazier? Is he going to retire? Do they cut him? Unfortunately, Zay is on borrowed time. We got Cream Sleep saying, no issue with the 53 guys. Running back for me is the hardest to guess for now. Cooking some tacos, Cream House. So running back position. Walt, do you feel the same way how Cream Sleep is feeling right now? Like the running back position, because you got Hankins, you got Wheeler. We know Wheeler had tore his ACL. It was on Hard Knocks and everything like that. He looked pretty good a couple of the games he did play, a couple of touchdowns. So, Walt, what is your feelings on that, man?
I really liked Hankins as the training camp went on. We saw him in the actual preseason. He looked pretty good. But, he's on IR. He's done. So, that's that. Ian Wheeler, to be honest with you, man, I thought he lost a step. He didn't look the same as last year. Yeah. Like, you saw it later on when he went up against, like, bottom of the barrel competition. He did really good. But even against the twos, he struggled. He struggled in the passing game out in the training camp. I saw that firsthand where, Bieniemy was just berating him in front of everyone. So I don't know if he's really taken that step.
Right. I agree. And CJ, we actually got some facts from our guy, Relentless Mikey, about Jade. His RS is a 9.47, so a lot of teams slept on him. Then we got Brian Gilmore saying Jade has to be a Randall L guy, I'm sure. Maurice Alexander, and he said he seems like the front office has a knack for finding these good UDFAs. So CJ, just what's your thoughts? If his score, and Alan, we can ask you this. I'm gonna ask both of y'all, but I'm gonna ask CJ, what happens to get a guy like this to slip through the cracks? Karl, will you put up the picture of Jade one more time? Like,
if you
want, it's probably he didn't fit. It's probably he didn't fit the his play style or whatever didn't fit the teams. The teams that want the teams that passed them up. Usually, certain teams are looking for a certain type of players that play to a certain play style that they like. So that's what I think will happen, man.
Same thing to you, Alan. Like, what happens with a guy like this, man? Because he got a high score for his RS score is high. A lot of teams slept on him, man. It just happens, Alan.
Well, he didn't get an invite to the. Sometimes it's just a numbers game, y'all. Sometimes it's your agent might not be plugged in. Sometimes when you got a great agent, he can get you through doors that some other guys can't get you in. So it could be a myriad of things. Obviously, he's talented enough. We've seen that in the preseason. He's an NFL player. I mean, we see that. But that just comes with the NFL, man. It's your representation, man. Your representation is vital, especially in today's sports with NIL and everything. You got to have a quality agent to get you in those doors, to get you to certain teams and get you in them invites. That is like the Super Bowl for college kids after the season is the combine in Indianapolis. That's the Super Bowl. So you get that. Most kids that go there, they get drafted. Or they're very high sought after UDFAs coming out of that combine because everybody's there.
Yeah, I lobbed over a tweet to Dane Brugler. Dane Brugler is the author of The Beast. I think that's published on The Athletic, but I love The Beast. I think it's the best possible compilation of all the work for all these kids coming out into the NFL draft. He said that Dane Brugler said that when he was evaluating Johnny Walker, he just couldn't identify something that stuck out. So he's just kind of one of those Jags, just another guys.
Yeah.
But he did say some guys just need a shot. He didn't get a shot at the combine, which sucks. And he's obviously making the most of it on the Chicago Bears, in my opinion. Whenever you look at like kind of his tweets or anything regarding him, it feels like Texas A&M fans like adore this kid too, which I think that screams volumes. He's like arguably your best offensive player potentially. Like I'm really glad that Bears were able to bring this kid in.
Yeah, well said, man. Well said. Well, Karl, we got one of the other graphics up here, man. We're going to keep it moving, man. This is the running back room, the Kyle Manun guy, Roschon at the third, Ian Wheeler the fourth, Caleb Williams, QB1, Tyson Badger, Case Keenum, Austin Reed. So, do your thing, dog. Do your thing.
Left to right, call him E, H, K, left to right, first, second, third string, so on and so forth, right? So we have unofficial news that Royce Freeman has also been let go. I think I saw Chat Sports reported that. So this is all the running backs that the Chicago Bears have to their name. In my projection here, I've got Kyle Manungai as a clear second ahead of Roschon Johnson. And I think Roschon Johnson is one of those guys, if he makes the roster, he's immediately going to be put onto IR. Because something happened to his ankle. There has been Area 51 levels of radio silence surrounding Roschon Johnson. I think that that's very nerve-wracking. You've got guys like Britton Brown. Obviously, you had Royce Freeman. They worked out Jamal Williams twice. So, I don't know, guys. I think that role, that Roschon Johnson role, needs to either be filled or they're going to have to sell for Britton Brown.
Hey, Walt, get in here, Walt. If you got anything to add, Walt, right now, man, Walt, what you want to speak about, Walt? Like,
no, man. I'm looking at the running back room, and it is a little bit of a testament that, like you said, Karl, they haven't really said anything on Roschon Johnson. He just basically fell off the planet. That's always scary when it comes to injuries because you don't know. And that's why I was concerned with Austin Booker. We can go over that later. But if Roschon's hurt, it's a possibility Ryan Poles is waiting on the waiver wire cuts to see what happens because there's been a lot of talk about guys like Kenneth Walker and a few other guys coming up through the woodwork that may be looking for a new team come Tuesday.
Let me pause you right there, Walt. What are the odds that Kenneth Walker from the Seattle Seahawks just gets cut? I think it's as close to zero as possibly humanly imaginable.
You got to give up compensation.
It really depends. It depends on how because he's always an injury risk. So it depends on how much Seattle sees Charbonnet as a guy who could take over and the guy behind him. So if they have two guys that they're comfortable with, it's a possibility.
Yeah, they drafted Damian Martinez, and that was already a crowded room with Walker and Mr. Charbonnet. So it's kind of weird. I would be absolutely flabbergasted if Kenneth Walker is cut. But I could see Kenneth Walker being moved for a 6th or a 7th. At this point, I wouldn't. Nothing surprises me at this point.
Yeah. Well said, but anybody that's in here right now, we got a lot of comments, so I'm going to get to the chat. Give me 1 second. But here's the list of the Bears roster and cut moves. Injured reserve, Terrell Smith. He tore his ACL. Tendon. He tore a tendon. Swayze, patella. Swayze Bozeman is gone. Chris Glasser is gone. Thomas Gordon is gone. Mark Perry is gone. Samari Torre, we had a damn Packer wide receiver on his team I didn't even know about. And Jeremiah Walker is gone. So let's get to some comments. We got nonsense nips. I will let Homer go too. So Alan, Homer's still on the team.
Homer's hurt.
he's hurt. But what's your thoughts about Homer, Alan? That's a good one.
Well, Homer's a special teams guy, and that's Hightower's ace. So he's on the team, guys. That's Hightower's guy. So Hightower knows that roster probably better than anybody on that coaching staff. And most special team coaches already have the knowledge of each player on the unit. All 90 guys, they have a look on because they have to evaluate each position as is according to special team. So Homer is a special teamer. He's not going to put a role on offense, but his special team prowess is what's going to be the effect for him to stay on the team.
Alan, what would your reaction be if they decided to keep Ian Wheeler instead of Travis Homer, knowing that Ian Wheeler would have to play special teams?
Ian Wheeler is a good running back. I like Ian Wheeler, but like Walt said, he did lose a step. But running backs, especially after a knee injury, it'll take about half a season to get him railed back up. But I personally will put Ian on practice squad, and I take my chances on it because I don't see him as a special teams guy. I see him as a guy that needs the football. Like, I don't see him as a grit and grind type of key.
Yeah. I wouldn't really be surprised by that.
Then we got Nonsense Nap saying Jamal would have been a nice fit, but I guess he didn't work out well. We got Relentless Mikey saying Shane Roschon has had so many health issues. I wonder if he may consider retirement. Whoa. How do you feel about that, man? Like,
retirement's a little much, honestly. I mean, he had the concussion issue last year, but that really hasn't, reared its head too much. The ankle issue is what it is. I mean, we got to remember we're playing football here. This is a contact sport. Injuries are going to happen. I wouldn't say he's had anything major enough to warrant talks of retirement. He's not like Tua. Now, that's a guy who should be talking about retirement right there. But he hasn't had that, that one single injury that keeps popping up over and over again.
Right. So this we're going to bring back up the visual right here from Karl. We got a comment said, what players that are on the Friends 53 could other teams trade for 6th or 7th round? Does anybody got something for that?
You can see in my projection with the practice squad and then the players that were terminated/waived. I don't see anyone in this list. Thomas Gordon, Royce Freeman. I did just straight up cut Homer. Are you going to get a 7th for Bill Murray, for Doug Kramer, for Zach Pickens, for Dominique Robinson? I don't see anyone who can garner a pick here, guys. I don't see anyone.
Yeah,
Not even
I don't
practice squad guys.
Yeah,
Tyler Scott might be the one guy if there's a team that desperately needs a wide receiver and they can't risk it on waivers. Maybe you get a 7th for Tyler Scott. Outside of that, man, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. All right, so let's go ahead, Alan. Please do.
I was gonna say, man, y'all know how I feel about Tyler Scott. He does a real good job on those crossers. Like by design, the kid flies open underneath zones. It's just certain things that he does well that we need. Like, we need more guys that can play in space. And he's all right on special team. I would like to see how this IR thing work out, because sometimes, positions can get lopsided, because the first week of the season, guys, that doesn't matter, because they'll cut a guy that's a veteran so his contract won't be guaranteed for the year, and they'll bring him back. So that first week roster, normally start seeing about the second week, that roster is kind of a little bit more concrete. So I don't think Tyler Scott is going to be one of the first cut. I think he'll hang in the balance. I just feel like Ryan Pohl is going to have an influence on this. That's a 4th round pick. And it's his guy. How he held out on the Baylor Jones. So I haven't seen the belief that he'll cut Tyler Scott.
Yeah. The only caveat to that is that this is a whole new regime. Guys like myself will joke about how Ben Johnson is the true general manager now after how they quote unquote fixed the offensive line. That remains to be seen as well. that's the only caveat I got regarding that. But yeah, definitely, I think you said that really well, Alan. The final 53, quote unquote, that we're going to see on Tuesday, that's going to look a whole hell of a lot different Tuesday in about 10 days' time.
Yeah.
It's going to look much different.
Yeah. I mean, the thing with Tyler Scott is you brought him in because he's fast. You want him to stretch that field, be that vertical threat. And he just hasn't been that. He just hasn't been that guy. He couldn't be trusted in his rookie year. And then his year 2, he's caught one pass all year long. 5 yards. That's it. I don't know if he's going to make the same mistake in Ryan Poles that he did with Velus Jones, holding on to him just because he's his guy. I think he's going to learn from that, just like he learned from the offensive line mess. And I think Ben Johnson's going to have a lot of input on that. He likes big receivers. Jahdae Walker fits that role.
Yeah, and it's just coming down to what does Tyler Scott do that Jahdae can't do? You know what I mean? What is going to separate Tyler Scott from Jahdae right now? Like
Teams.
Somebody said, like he's been here for so long, it's a different regime. He couldn't get on the field. We don't understand what his issue was, and then we got a guy come out here right now with Tyson Bagent that's looking like he should be on the team. Like, I don't understand what could he possibly do in the wide receiver room with a DJ Moore, a Luther Burden, a Zacchaeus, you know what I'm saying? A Cole Kmet. Like, where is he going to fit in at? You know what I mean? Karl, like, what is he going to fit in at?
It's just special teams. I mean, to be fair to Tyler Scott, I have seen the player ascend on special teams.
I have too.
It's worth mentioning because you retained your special teams coordinator. So if that's what we're talking about, spots 52 and 53 on this roster, then it's special teams. But if it's between Tyler Scott and Jahdae Walker, give me Jahdae Walker.
Yeah. So what defensive players do you guys got now making the team? Like Zach Pickens, man, like he hasn't been. He looking like we got Sewell. Like, what do you guys thought, CJ, on the Zach Pickens stand on the team? Like, do you think he's going to make the cut?
Yeah, Zach Pickens, I really don't know because I haven't seen much of Zach Pickens this season at all. As far as Sewell might make the team, but probably on special teams. It's more so probably what I'm thinking.
I like Sewell as a special teamer, and I think Richard Hightower does as well.
Yeah.
But he had that incredible kind of first game against the Dolphins from the run game perspective. Then it kind of tapered off into him not being good in coverage, and he kind of faded into the nothingness again. I had originally, I think, projected Noah Sewell to just simply get cut. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think Walt might have a good bit of information regarding Mr. Power Eccles. Is Power Eccles, the UDFA, good enough to bump out a guy like Noah Sewell or Ongbong Bamiga? I don't think so. So it's hard.
Yeah, we got a question from Abdul. Shout out to Abdul M on YouTube right now. He said, what do you think happens with the rookie 5th round pick, Zay Frazier? He's missed all of training camp for personal reasons. Alan,
he's not on the 53.
Yeah, he's not on the 53. He's going to go practice squad. So, Alan, what's your thoughts on this?
At best.
Yeah, to me, and I don't want to I don't want to go lean too far negative, but to me, it's giving me something that he had something going on in school, and there was a reason why maybe he dropped. It might be some stuff off the field. Or it could be another situation like we had with Nate Davis. It might be a family member that's passed on, and they giving him time. I mean, it could be a sibling or a mother or a father or a grandmother. You know, it could be that too. It could be some family things too. So whatever it is very important to Zay Frazier. So, you know, I just try to be respectful and that. But I think Zay's gonna be on the IR. I think he's going to be red-shirted. I don't think we're going to see him this year.
Yeah,
if he's okay with that, I think you said it perfectly again, Alan. This does mirror what we saw with Nate Davis, in my opinion. And with Nate Davis, it was very obvious that whatever it was, I don't even know what the true story regarding that was.
His mother passed.
I think it stole the love of football away from him. And I think if that happened to Zay Frazier, that's a son of a bitch, and it's very disheartening. But at the end of the day, it's hard to speculate. You don't want to speculate on things like this, but I had him on the practice squad for my projections. Another guy where if he is okay with being told, you're done for the year. We're going to put you on IR, and that's that. If he's okay with that, don't know if you want him to be okay with that, but that's a good way to retain him. It seems like he fits the mold for what Al Harris wants. That's why he was drafted by the Bears. So I liked the pick when he initially was made. Let's see what happens, but I hope he has a future in his career, rather, with the Chicago Bears.
Do you agree, Walt?
It's going to be really interesting with Zay Frazier, because I think if Smithy was still around, I'd say, yeah, practice squad, no problem. But he's done. And the Bears really don't have a lot of depth behind Tyreek Stevenson and Jalen Johnson. And Jalen Johnson's not even on the field. I understand the guy hasn't played basically all preseason. But can I risk him not getting poached? Can I risk the fact he may get poached off the practice squad? He was a good player in college. Someone's going to take a flyer on that kid if he's available. So I don't know if I stash him at the back end of the roster just to have him and then ease him into the rotation as we move forward throughout the year. I mean, because the guy's a ball hawk, and you want a guy like him on your roster, especially with Dennis Allen. So I don't know if the risk is there for me. I don't know if I want to do that.
Yeah, I agree. And we got Brian Gilmore saying Al Harris lobbied for Zay to be picked. I mean,
he did.
We don't know what's going on with him. It's not that he's not tall. He fits the scheme of a Dennis Allen. He's tall. He's lanky. He can glide when he runs. He got a big, you can't catch on me radius, long limbs, long legs, a glider. So he was brought here to be a part of this team. We don't know what's going on with him. So we just have to be respectful to his family and his privacy. But I will say, what the hell is going on with Nahshon Wright? Everybody saw Nahshon Wright get cooked in Allen. The bullets were flying. You've been lobbying for Nahshon Wright, 6'4", and all this other stuff. So when you saw him get fried like a bologna sandwich, what were your thoughts when you saw that from your boy Nahshon Wright?
Yeah, when I seen that play, man, I seen it on the All 22. He put Briscoe in a tough spot. When it looked like we late in the play, we went from a cover 2 to a cover 3. And so when you see Briscoe start bailing back to the middle of the field, that's telling Nahshon Wright he needs to come off the receiver and get down the seam. He needs to get to the boundary. But he didn't do that. He stayed in a man look, and the receiver just gave him a good shimmy move. And next thing you know, he's looking at the back of his jersey. And that's not helping Briscoe get back to the middle of the field. That play would have probably been a touchdown regular season. I think that was a rusty throw by Mahomes. I think he threw it just a little too late on that play, and he had to stop. But that was 6 in the regular season. Yeah, so just little things like that, Nahshon got to clean up. That was a communication thing. Now, would that have happened to Bayard probably would have made that call a whole lot earlier and communicated it other than Briscoe. Briscoe does not give me the vibes that he's a great communicator as a free safety. That's why I think he's better at strong. Bayard gives me a coach on the field yelling at everybody. The free safety makes the calls on the defense. Contrary to what people think, the linebacker does. The linebacker makes the line call. The free safety makes the calls for coverage. So right there, I think Bayard would have saved Nahshon on that route. I'm just looking at how I looked at it on the tape. I just think it was a communication mishandle between them two.
Yeah, I've always felt like the Nahshon Wright stuff has been a bit of propaganda. He was a failed draft pick that we signed to a one-year flyer. I do think by happenstance he's going to make his way into this roster unquestioned. We've got serious issues as it pertains to the cornerback room, in my opinion. I mean, Trey Flowers is awful. All the 4 kids that they signed during camp, they're all gone. You almost kind of are not relying on Zay Frazier, but you really want him to be here in this situation. Your undisputed starters are Jalen Johnson, Tyreek Stevenson, and Kyler Gordon. And behind them is probably a combination of Josh Blackwell, Nahshon Wright. I've projected Nick McLeod. It's probably a toss-up between McLeod and Flowers. Yeah. It's not a good look, especially when you consider that the Bears traded pick 41 for what appear to be depth pieces, and Will Johnson went pick 47. So,
and I wanted Will Johnson too, man. I was like, that was too much talent. The Bears, we got Turner, and Turner might not even
Will Johnson, sorry, Alan. Will Johnson was the best player on the best roster in 2023. And you don't think that Al Harris would be able to get a little something out of that at pick 41?
Yeah.
Come on.
All right.
I would even say that he would have challenged Stevenson. I think he would have been the number 2 corner because he's that good. Or he'll push Jalen. Y'all know how I feel about Jalen. I feel like Jalen is more to this story than the leg injury, I believe.
Yeah, we ain't gonna it's too early. Hey, we're gonna find that. Well, we're gonna get to that. Wait till the
Did you guys not hear Jalen Johnson talk to Mr. Sharp and Ocho Cinco on Nightcap? He seemed like he was ready to go week 1, man. I don't know. That's just the vibe I got. And they didn't ask him, unfortunately, but I think he's going to be good to go.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to get to a couple comments. I'm going to come at this question for you, Walt. Just give me 1 second. They said, I don't know. This article said, I think the Bears keep 6 and wind up making a call between Scott and Walker. Scott draft status still tilts him. So, Walt, I'm going to give you this one, too. Do you still think his draft status tilts him to stay on this team? He's a Ryan Poles boy, and Ryan loves his guys he's drafted and all that. So you think he's going to get the same grace that he's got like with Vedas Jones, or this new staff is going to be like, nah, bro, we're going to get him up out of here. What's your thoughts?
Not at all. Very simply put, his draft status is irrelevant in this question.
All right. So we didn't get to the offensive line yet. That offensive line.
Who said that, though? That was Brad Biggs who had those comments?
Wait.
His article, his being Brad Biggs, right?
Here it is right here. If he was talking about this comment, it says Brad Biggs has released intel on the Scott Walker roster battle. He says Scott's status as a drafted player tilts him. Poles wants to begin vindicated on the Scott pick. So here we begin with the loyalty.
Yeah, the nasty Chicago media slandering Ryan Poles. What a surprise. Is Brad Biggs even credible? He blocked me on Twitter, guys. Is Brad Biggs credible?
I like Brad. I like Brad, Karl. He's a live friend.
He predicted Kyle Monungai, by the way, Alan. That shit pissed me off.
I like Beasley,
our beat reporters have draft room intel? What the fuck?
Hey, he's locked in that locker room. He's locked in for the Bears. Like, I remember Moon.
He's established as it gets.
Yes. That's why I say don't sleep on Scott making his roster because of injuries. I just don't want to I don't think they're going to throw him to the trash yet.
Walt, were you trying to roast me over the coals regarding my take on Duvernay?
Which one? Where you're like, oh, cut Duvernay?
Essentially, it feels like we have just handed over the keys to a Lamborghini to Devin Duvernay. You know, first name Devin, might as well be last name Hester. You are a lock for this. You are a lock for this roster. You will be on this roster. You are unquestioned kick and punt returner. I'd rather have Josh Blackwell returning punts. I think Luther Burden's the most talented punt returner, kick returner you got. No one wants to put Luther Burden in that position.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you just toss Duvernay away just because you're like, oh, I want so-and-so in there. You got to look at also his body of work in the NFL. This guy's a Pro Bowl kick punt returner.
Yeah, right, back on the old rules in the COVID year, 2020, 2021, as a young buck rookie. He was cast off that Jaguars roster. He wasn't good enough. He's got statistically a huge decline, man. This guy is not Hester in any capacity whatsoever.
No one's saying he's Devin Hester, but the guys we've seen over the past couple of years try to return the football. You get a guy like that who we know can do it. He did it last year too. He may not have been a Pro Bowler, but his numbers were up there. He just wasn't selected.
So that's the unfortunate thing. This is like the Trent Taylor situation, right? You have a 52-man roster and a designated guy to fair catch a punt and take a kick 20 yards up in a cloud of smoke. He's got no juice. Not to say that Tyler Scott would be any better. Tyler Scott literally cannot catch the kickoff, so I don't want him doing that either. So it's one of those things. You just got to bite the bullet or, lay it all on the table, so to speak, and have your rookie second-round pick see what he was so incredible at doing in college. Luther Burden could take one to the house at least once or twice this year in the NFL. He's that good. He's that talented. Do you want to put him in that position to let him potentially get hurt? Well, he's your wide receiver 4 as things stand currently, so I don't know, but I don't know.
Yeah, man.
Look at it this way. You brought Duvernay in for a reason, right?
It just feels like Duvernay has been not tested, given the job. That's it. If that's what it is,
Return all year, or all preseason. It was like 21 yards, I think.
Yeah. Exactly. It was one yard shorter than Kyle Monangai. Let's have Kyle Monangai return kicks for all I care. Maybe he's going to be in the pairing, right? Because you got two back there now. I don't know, man.
He was in the pairing, actually.
Yeah. So it is what it is. If that's what his job is, and he has impressed this staff, I think very highly of Richard Hightower. So whatever my opinion is, I'll de facto to Richard Hightower. If that's what he wants, let him have it.
All right. Let's move on. We got some great comments. We got Immortal saying, Karl, I'll never block you, Karl. But we're going to get to the offensive line side.
Oh, my God. Immortal is Naj. That's the Naj. Unbelievable. Go blue, Naj. Go blue.
But we got Cream Sleeve. I've been wanting to get to this, Walt, and I want to ask you this, and then CJ, you can piggyback off this. He said, sorry if I missed this. What's the group thoughts on Karan? My thoughts on Karan is that he's going to probably make the squad. I can't see him not being on his team with the opportunities that he didn't get with Chris Morgan as his offensive lineman coach. He was hurt last year, but he continues to be hurt this year. It's looking like they was giving him an opportunity to play, but he's continually getting hurt, Walt. So are they going to value that last year stuff, or they're going to value, bro, your best ability is availability? You know what I mean, Walt? So what's your thoughts on this question right here?
It is a tough call because, he missed time. He missed a good chunk of time last year. He fucking faltered out of the gate. And, he had a terrible rookie season. This year he gets hurt again. He did show a little bit of promise throughout the preseason. There were moments. But I don't know if it's really been enough to say, like, he's earned a spot even on the second tier of the offensive line. I just don't know where to put him because he doesn't have the speed right now to really handle the tackle position. And he's never really played guard. So it really depends on what you want to do.
I think I have a really good take on Karan, and I think it would ultimately lead to being a tell regarding Braxton Jones.
Hold on, Karl. Let me get to you, but let me get CJ's thoughts on this question about Karan. CJ, Karan has been here for a couple seasons now, man. This is an audition. Health is one thing. You getting drafted and not being able to get on the field because you got hurt, and Chris Morgan being here being a bad guy, bad offensive line coach. But what are your thoughts? Do you think?
Availability is the key. If you can't get on the field, how you going to produce? You got to find ways to get yourself healthy. You got to find ways to understand your body and get your body right. That's just the way it is.
Well, give us your take, Karl. What's your take on Karan? I would love to hear this, man.
So traditionally, I don't think that you compile a roster with having 5 tackles. I don't think that happens often. But I do think that the investment you made in Karan, the elite measurables that he has, that's the only positive thing I can say on Karan is that he has elite measurables. If you keep him on your roster, and I've projected that the Bears will do so, I projected that the Bears will keep 10 offensive linemen, I think that means that either A, Braxton Jones, you're not comfortable with his health, B, you're looking to try and trade Braxton Jones, or C, for a fact that Braxton Jones won't be on the 2026 roster. Any of the above, right? So I do think that maybe they'll you probably cannot practice squad stash Karan. He would just get plucked off with his measurables. We're seeing trades in the NFL currently, guys from Philadelphia being traded for 6th, 7th round picks. So the need in the NFL is there. I think that you'll keep Karan. I think that what Ryan Bates and what Luke Newman have showed you in this preseason is that they are as good as it gets, considering your guard and center backups, because they can both play both positions. So I think you can afford to have 5 tackles. It's just Karan is nowhere near the starting job whatsoever as things stand currently. Oh, are you muted?
And well said, Karl. That was great. Really was. Alan, so what's your thoughts on Karan? And then I'm gonna pass this to you. And we got Abdullah M saying, do you think Jonah Jackson is a band-aid lineman with all the injuries he's been going through? So that's a twofold question. What's your thoughts on Karan, Allen, and what do you think about Jonah Jackson thus far, according to Abdullah?
Well, I don't know if everybody knows, but I love Karan, man. I always look back at that Washington game with Swift's touchdown on the sideline. The young man blocked 3 people on the way with Swift to the end zone. That takes talent. Most tackles in the league can't block 3 people in 1 second. That's talent. That's athleticism. It's want to, and it's timing. So he did a real good job of getting that young man to the end zone. So Karan has the talent, but like we say, availability is the best ability. So with that being said, I think Karan will start the season on IR. I think they're not gonna carry all those guys because Theo Benedict, I think he's earned the right to be in the rotation right now. Him and Isaac. So I think Karan, I think they're gonna try to just put him on ice as long as they can. And if an injury comes up, then they'll get him ready to play. I think he's going to be one of them guys that we just not going to see a lot of this year.
Alan, I know you watched the All-22 and watched Luke Newman out of Littleboro State University save Braxton Jones' ass several times. Luke Newman is a special surprise. It's a sixth-round pick. Very exciting stuff.
Olin Crunt said that Newman was probably the best draft pick as far as the preseason goes. He's probably had the best preseason. But you know, he's speaking as a lineman. So arguably. He's speaking as a lineman, so I had to throw that out there. And it took a lot of guts for the staff to have him start all preseason. You know, because we haven't seen Joe Tooney yet.
At left guard.
Yeah.
So if the absolute unforeseeable, unspoken injury happens to our Hall of Fame left guard, we might not be dead in the water immediately, and that's really awkward to say, in my opinion.
That lets you know that Newman's doing a good job. But he went to Michigan State, so you know,
Littleboro State.
Big Ten, But the other question with what was the other question, G? By the other
Jonah Jackson. Do you feel like Jonah Jackson has been a Band-Aid with all the injuries?
Jonah Jackson's been pretty solid from what I've seen on the offensive line. He's been pushing people around. Like the offensive line, to me, is further along than the defensive line. Jonah Jackson's looked pretty solid to me in preseason. The only hiccup I've seen is at the tackle spot. I seen that Ozzy's a little bit slew-footed, like I thought, at 6'8". You know, he just ain't ready for the NBA. I mean NFL at left tackle. You gotta have some feet to deal with the left side. But other than that, I feel like the offensive line has been solid. Probably the most solid group in the preseason, outside of some hiccups here and there.
Well said. So we're gonna go to Walt with this. It says, Walt, from Relentless Mike, he says, as far as left tackle, I'm only sold on Trapello and Benedict. Theo played really well, and Ozzy isn't aggressive as he needs to be on the left side. Walt, what are your thoughts about this? Because Roshaw pretty much came out here and said, for what he's seen from Ozzy, he's more comfortable on the right side. So what do you think?
He's the right tackle.
He's the right tackle.
I mean, the guy's played right tackle for 2 years now, 2 years consecutively. He's going to be more comfortable on the right side. That's just obvious. In terms of the two, though, I mean, Theo Bennett has definitely come up from out of nowhere to possibly try and steal this left tackle job away from Braxton Jones. Yes, if you watch the game against Kansas City, his very first play, there was a miscue between him and Jordan McFadden, which allowed that free rusher and blew up the rushing play. But after that, he's been solid. He shows good leverage. He's got good strength. He's a good size. His speed is good. His kick step is nice. So you're seeing a lot of traits that you want from him. Yes, he doesn't have the length that you want. His arm's only, I think, 32 and a third, 32 and a quarter, something like that. But, you know, I don't prescribe to that thing where you need to have a guy with 33-inch arms to play tackle. I think those guys, especially you saw guys like Josh Connerly at Oregon last year, who did just fine. And they look to be doing pretty good here so far in Washington, too. So.
Yeah, what's Will Campbell doing for the Patriots in preseason? I watched him absolutely destroy the Vikings with those 32-inch dinosaur arms, right? Like, Will Campbell's a baller. Theo Benedict from the Canadian Football League, wherever he came from, University of British Columbia, that cat can play.
The cat can play, man. We got another question right here from Abdullah. He says that, and we're going to go with this one to you, Karl. He said, do you believe the Bears should have scouted Ozzy better? They should have figured out if he could competently play left tackle. I'd take Mike Green or Will Johnson there. Now, this is
Will Johnson wasn't available, right? The opportunity cost was trading away pick 41 to acquire Ozzy at whatever it was, 56, right? I've well documented. I just like to trade down.
Hold on. Me and Karl been talking about this, and I said, Karl, we're gonna fry Ryan Poles at this position of this draft pick of 56, and you pretty much drafted.
We said it.
Didn't
we do some sort of like live reaction to the draft like the same week it happened? We said if Ozzie Trapillo doesn't start for the Bears in some capacity, it's a complete failure. So if the kid needs 18 months to transition from right tackle to left tackle, even though he said that as soon as the Boston College football season was done, he trained to play left tackle. He got all the first team reps in minicamp, OTAs, and started off getting the first team reps at left tackle in training camp. And that wasn't good enough for him to get it over. So case in point, Ozzie Trapillo was not good enough to beat out an injured Braxton Jones. That's just the fact. The facts are the facts. So if he's better at right tackle, it is what it is. Let him learn. You sure hope it's not a wasted pick, but you're damn right. You could have got Will Johnson at 41. You could have got Mike Green, who he's a predator. We understand that, but I think he also is probably going to be a predator on the football field. So it is what it is, man. You already that's dead and gone. I'm an Aussie supporter. I want the kid to do well. It's just disheartening because on surface level and on paper, we have the 10th overall pick being backed up by the 56th overall pick. That is too much to invest in a backup.
Well said, Karl. I knew we were going to get to it. So, and that's how I feel about this whole situation. Like, you draft them 56, CJ. You draft them 56. 56. So
Tyreek Stevenson and Cody Whitehair were 56 overall picks as well, guys, in their respective draft years. That's the level of player we're talking about.
Dan Roshar come out there and say, nah, this not it. His feet are slow. He's not as good in game action with his feet. And Allen's been saying for the longest time, as a left tackle, you have to be athletic. Your feet got to chop. So when I saw that Dan Roshar was like, nah, he's not a left tackle. And we came in with the hype 6'8" and baby polar bear and all this. So Allen, and I'm gonna ask you, Walt, and I'm gonna ask CJ, how do you feel? Do you think this is a miss? Because we can sit up here and say, oh, he can play right tackle, he can play guard. But if it's presumed for him to play left tackle, and it's cool because I'm glad we're not dependent on him to come in and start. We got Tuna, we got Dorman, we got Jonah Jackson, we got Braxton Jones. But on the face surface, and he didn't take over that spot, and Braxton Jones is still our left tackle, Allen, this might be a miss by Ryan Poles, man. What do you think, though?
Well, I'm gonna take a pause on it. I'm gonna give it some more time. It's a long season. You know, anything can happen to the offensive line, and he's got to be thrown in there to play, and he mess around and takes over the job. Some guys are just gamers. You put them in the game, they're ready to play. Some guys will practice All-Americans, like we used to call them. Some guys are just that, you know. So right now, I would say I'm going to pause on Ozzie. I knew left tackle was going to be a lot for him starting off. And I think the plan is for him to grow and move into that position. So I'm going to give it some time. But yes, we had guys on the board that we could use. But Ryan stocked up on linemen this year. And he's one of those guys like Brett Veach. They're not going to do a lot of free agency type of linemen. They don't like doing it. He had to do it with where Tooney was a trade and Jonah Jackson was a Ben Johnson guy. But typically, Ryan doesn't go out and trade like that. He got Bates, but Bates was something he was already looking for. So he doesn't put a lot of capital in the free agency like that with linemen. That's not what they do. They try to build them, get them young as cheap assets, and grow them. You know, that's what linemen are under that system with Brett Veach. So I think Ryan's just saying, okay, I'm gonna load up, and we're gonna see how it works out in the next 18 to 24 months, and we start getting some of these older guys out of here. So I'm gonna be patient on it, man. I want to throw it in the towel, but I'm gonna be patient.
Yeah, because when I broke it down and I thought about it, I was like, man, the stench of Ryan, and I talked to Karl about it. I put it on the past, man, the stench of Ryan Poles missing on this potential draft pick at 56. His stinkers all over this. Boston College. He went to Boston College. He knows his dad, so it's like Ryan Poles and these personal relationships come up again, and it's like, man, bro, like this gotta stop. So what's your thoughts on the left tackle position with the question about Ozzie Trapillo, man? Like, how do you feel about that? We're gonna move on.
I mean, I'm honestly fine with Ozzy Trapillo. He's got a lot going for him as a player. You know, it's going to take a little bit of time, yes. So I can't really say it's too early. Let's just keep it as that. It's too early to really make a final decision. However, the second part of the question there, he was bringing up Mike Green. That obviously should have been the pick at 56.
He wasn't available there, Walt. It would have been pick. I think he was picked at pick 45. So that's the opportunity cost.
Mike Green at 45?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, pretty sure he went after. Let's find out. Yeah, Mike Green went at 59, so he went 3 picks later.
we got Relentless Mikey saying Ron Poles, God love him, sucks at drafting no line, man. It's so true. It's just he sucks at drafting.
I mean, really going back and looking at it, you could have kept the same trade, gotten Mike Green at 56, and probably still gotten Ozzy Trapillo where you picked Shamar Turner.
Yeah, literally. No, that's exactly right. The thing that sucks is that I actually do like Shamar Turner. Sucks that he's injured and we're drafting injured players, but I do like the concept of him. But yeah, I mean, talent-wise, you shouldn't pigeonhole yourself into drafting what you need to fill a roster position. You should just be drafting the best talent. That's why I said, like, there was rumors of, again, I already said this, Will Johnson, best player on the best roster in college football in 2023, could have taken that at 41. Arguably, you could have taken that at 10. So I don't know why we're passing on talent just for positions. And the whole idea of having to convert Ozzy Trapillo in a year where you kind of need a left tackle right now, it just sucks. But the hard part about all of this, in my opinion, is if Braxton Jones doesn't pan out, even if he does pan out, if you re-sign him for $25 to $30 million a year, which is the going rate for below average tackles according to the Tennessee Titans, I don't know if you can afford that. So I really do not see a way for Braxton Jones to be on the 2026 Chicago Bears. So going into 2026, your left tackle, I guess, people who could potentially fill that position are Theo Benedict, obviously Ozzy, and then Karan if he sticks around. Well, who's going to be the starter, and how do you make that determination before the NFL draft? If you need a left tackle and there's an elite left tackle sitting at you at pick 10 because you went 7 and 10 again, you got to take the elite left tackle. So then Ozzy Trapillo is a career backup at that point. Like, this sucks. And he had the whole inside track. First team reps at minicamp, OTA, training camp. They wanted Ozzy to win the job, and he couldn't. So it sucks.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we got a lot of comments, man. We got not a lot, but we're gonna get to the comment section, man. It says we got Immortal Abdullah saying if Briscoe gets hurt again, can we get him on a cheap team friendly deal? Hell yeah.
Hurt how? If he gets another concussion, his NFL or time in the NFL rather is probably done.
And
he's got that Q collar on, thank God.
Yeah, he got the Q collar on. I saw that. But Allen's been saying the same thing. Like if he gets hurt again and get a concussion again, you know, Allen, you've been saying his health that's what you've been paying attention the most, man, because he put up some bad film, Allen, you know, this week too against the Chiefs, right? So
yeah, he looked kind of rough, man. He looked kind of rough, and I know he does a lot of talking and stuff like that. I just never subscribe to guys that do a lot of talking. I like production on the field. Even when I played, the guys in the back that's always talking, man, I stayed clear of them dudes. Like football's a very quiet, animalistic sport to me. Like I don't need to do a lot of talking. Like, and I don't need to be, kind of fired up. But sometimes I wonder with Briscoe, he does more talking than he needs to, and his focus on the field. I mean, some of the things that Kansas City was doing, like the routes they were running with Kelsey, like he just was totally out of sorts on coverages. Like that's why I was saying with the communication, he's got to be spot on as a safety. He's got to be able to communicate with the corners. If they got to get in their drops, the linebackers, things like that. That comes with focus and film room. Like what film sessions is he looking at? I look at a lot of film sessions, so I can talk this shit about it. So yeah, so some of the stuff that he does, it could equate to a little bit of these injuries up top. You know what I'm saying? So I'm rooting for Jaquan. I want him Queasy B, whatever they call him. I'm rooting for him. He's a he's a good talent, but he's got to get the little things down in this scheme. He's got to figure some of these things out where he can communicate with the other corners. He just looked a step slow the other night. I feel like Kansas City would have put 40 on us. If we were playing all things is equal, that was going to be a blowout.
That was a 40 ball.
I fully
that was
agree.
going to be a blowout.
Yes.
It was
just like it was last time.
Yeah, it was getting bad. And I was like, guys are not, they just not communicating with each other on defense. Defense is 90% communication. More so than flying to the football, doing stuff like that. It's communication. Get your big ass over to the guard. You know what I'm saying? Get lined up in your splits. Make sure you cover these gaps. That's what I'm mad at the middle linebacker for letting two people go in one gap. Get over. You know what I'm saying? That way, everything could have been running smooth. But guys, y'all don't know how much that pissed me off the other day. Like, y'all set out a whole week. They set out a whole week. Linemen need contact. Linemen need sweat. They need bruises. They need their arms hurting. They need callus. Now, you want to sit out Caleb? Cool. But linemen need to play. They throw them out there. They'll be okay. But they need that time on the field. And they look bad the other day. So that one game could have helped them in Miami. Scrimmages don't do shit for front seven.
No. Right.
No.
Have we considered that Matt Nagy is just still mad at Chicago and wanted to lay it on the Bears?
Hey,
again, I say that jokingly.
Hey, be ready. Hey, Karl, be ready to play football. Hey, he gonna do what he do. I run the score.
I'm not going to question you on that, Alan, but I will push back and say that the stuff that I saw from Hard Knocks, the way that I saw Ed Oliver attacking Joe Thuney in that joint practice against the Bills, that was some good shit. So maybe those joint practices did a little bit more than we are under the impression of, but Joe Thuney has not played in the preseason whatsoever, right? So is he going to be ready to go? I bet your bottom dollar he will be.
Joe Thuney is a perennial All-Pro, Karl. Like, he's not even in discussion.
He will be good.
That's not a perennial All-Star. Billings is not a perennial All-Star.
The defensive line,
I'll name the whole group. They need to play.
Yeah. And like
I
I
don't
said,
need to see Joseph Thuney. I don't need to see him. He's good.
On the other side, right, the guy who, whatever Jagoff replaced Joe Thuney in Kansas City, Pacheco is running right through that space, 8 yards a carry. Like, I'm very leery of this Bears run defense, regardless of how flashy they can look with their exotic blitzes and things like that from Dennis Allen.
I knew it was coming.
Man. 338 with 36 people in here, man. Shout out to everybody, man, that's retweeted, quoted, posted on Facebook, on YouTube, on X, on Twitter, man. Shout out to the chat for coming to the Smoke Fest and helping with the Flames, man. We not finished yet. You know, we're gonna get the final thoughts of a walk from the Bear Review. We're gonna get Alan's everybody's final thoughts. But let me get to the chat, man. Y'all in here going crazy in the chat. Love to the chat. We got Brian Gilmore saying, I really don't want to go down hoping Brisker has an injury to get him cheap. Man, bro, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, the Jaquan Brisker situation is kind of a SOB, man. You got no safeties under contract in 2026. Can you afford to have another highly paid member of the secondary after you paid Jalen Johnson, after you paid Kyler Gordon? Maybe, but I don't know, man. You want the player to do well, but almost not too well. It's weird.
It's time to move on, bro. It's time to move on.
From Brisker?
It's just time to move on, man. Like, if he balls the hell out and he gets get his mind right, like Alan said, he plays better coverage and all of that, I think we can get him cheap because if he gets hurt, then we can get him cheap, you know, and then it is what it is.
Should we tank for the safety from Ohio State? The kid's name is escaping me, but we'd probably have to spend a top 5 pick on him.
I don't know if Caleb Downs is going to go with the top 5 right now.
I'm really talking out of my rear end here on this one, Walt. Just stirring the pot. Stirring the pot.
Tank is crazy.
Tank for a safety, guys. Tank for a safety.
It says that we got Crooked Committee saying it also depends on what kind of bag he's looking for. I mean, if he gives the Bears majority of the season played games, they're going to come to the table. His agent, they're going to say we played a lot of the games and whatever it's there. So he's going to get back, bro. But I just think it's time to move on. But go ahead, Karl.
Let me say this just real quick, and I want Walt to call me out if he knows this, because to my understanding, after you factor in the draft picks, I think for the 2026 season currently, without any cuts, anything just as is right now, the Bears have roughly like 40, 45 players under contract, and they're like $30 million in the hole. They've got negative cap space already for 2026. So re-signing guys like Brisker, like that feels like it's going to be hard.
Let me have a look. Let me find these guys.
That's crazy.
Try to get you at least an exact number. Right now, it's actually only -6.
Negative $6 million for 2026. Is that factoring in those draft picks?
Yeah, it doesn't say. I'm just going by over the cap. They got 47 total on the active roster, and their team cap space is -6 million.
And you can make that up real quick by cutting bait with Tremaine Edmonds. Unfortunately, it feels like you're not going to be able to have that same luxury with DeAndre Swift. That kid looks good under this system right now with a better offensive lineman. Whoa.
Yeah, man. Karl, please, man. We know we on borrowed time, but Karl, man, if there's anything you want to talk about on any of your graphics, bro, let's get to it, man. We've been going for an hour and 20 minutes. This has been fun as hell, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. The chat is going crazy. Walt was killing it with the takes. Karl's killing it. Allen, CJ, man, this has been a fun show. But Karl, cook on your graphics, bro. Whatever you got, man.
Yeah. So just real quick, 53-man projection, and again, we talked about how convoluted it can get regarding your IR stashes, all these things. Just at surface level, right? You're gonna have 3 special teamers: your kicker, puncher, and your long snapper. So it's a 50-man roster. I've got 26 on the offense and 24 on defense. I don't know if you guys take exception to any of these players that you see in the practice squad or the terminated waived column. I think I've got it dialed in as close as I can. We already saw Samori Touré's gone. Again, just wide receivers, tight ends. Probably most notable cuts are Dominique Robinson, Passigno, Zach Pickens.
Dominique got cut? Wait. We didn't even go over that.
No. This is all projection. Nothing official.
Sorry. But he need to go. He has to get off my team.
There was only 6. I cut Trey Flowers. Again, toss up between Trey Flowers and Nick McLeod. I think Nick McLeod literally was playing slot, but I'd rather have him than Trey Flowers. It almost feels like if you have another injury to the cornerback room, you just got to go out and get a guy somehow, some way. Or maybe Trey Flowers will still be there for you. I have no idea. But
they're gonna go get a guy. They're gonna get somebody off waivers.
Yeah, there is some. So Allen, I guess I'll go ask everybody this. Allen, who are your Steve keeps and who are your you getting rid of? Your stays and your goals. Who have you came up in your mind on the 53 roster? Who's staying? Who's on the frame? Who you got? Trey Flowers or who came up that you think gonna stay?
Well, I kind of agree with Karl. Trey Flowers, all those pass interferences were making my head hurt the other day. I mean, I'm like, come on, guys. Like, you've been in the league long enough to know that you got to get your head around on some of the plays. Like, that was just lackluster. So I don't see him making the team. They cut Carter, I think, one of the UDFAs. One guy was saying Alex Cook. I like Alex Cook as a special teamer, but I think he'll slide in as a practice squad guy.
Now, Alex Cook can lay the wood. He almost reminded me of another guy who used to wear 30 in the secondary for the Chicago Bears.
Mike Brown.
Now, I'm not making that comparison from the coverage side of things because he got cooked, literally. Yeah. But he can lay the wood, and that's a guy I'd be okay with on the practice squad.
Yeah.
We got, hold on, we got, he said, if we have enough time, we'd love for you all to go over my questions for real, straight love. Y'all earned a new subscriber. Yeah, man, we try to be fair, Abdullah. There's a lot of questions. There's a lot of comments. It's a show. I'm producing. Walt got to speak. You know what I mean? Karl got to speak. Allen, so I'm doing a lot of moving cameras around, edits, and layers. So apologize we did not get to 100% of your questions, but I know I got to a few of them. But we appreciate you subscribing to our YouTube page that's run by CJ Scott. Can't wait to talk ball with you, bro, all season. You had great questions, man. So we appreciate you coming through and just showing love, bro. Showing love. So Walt, same thing to you, man. We want an hour and a half right now. Who are your heart of hearts that you wanted to keep, and who are your heart of hearts that you was like they're gone so far? Because so far I don't see any big names necessarily. So, what are your big name stays and what are your big name goals?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the depth chart you have here, Karl, is actually pretty much the same thing I would do for the most part.
Okay, okay.
I mean, I wouldn't make a whole lot of changes, so I'm good with that. I'm happy to see you put Xavier Carlton over on the practice squad. It's definitely one of my guys there. He's gonna need some time to mature into a full NFL player, but the traits are there. Honestly,
good body. Good body.
Yeah, definitely good body. Honestly, what I want to talk about, and this could be like a whole nother topic for another day, was the embarrassing performance by one's Montez Sweat and Dio Dengbo Friday night. You cannot. I took a lot of heat because this is just preseason, but when your win rate is 0, that's terrible.
We can talk about it. We finished with the prediction. We can get into some shit that happened in that game. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care.
Walt, real quick, let's just go full circle on that performance because whoever was lining up against the Chiefs' left tackle was rookie Josh Simmons, a guy who the Bears passed on several times, essentially. So that's awkward. You're Deo Odengbo getting a ludicrous contract. I think he's 20th overall APY as far as all defensive ends in the NFL. You're getting stonewalled by a rookie? You gotta do better.
And that's my point.
Yeah.
You're expecting with a guy, ACL injury out of Ohio State, missed the back end of the season, came in, got drafted, right about where he should have. Comes into a big game against a guy who you just spent, $20-odd million on, and you get nothing. I mean, I don't care if you don't get a sack, but at least beat the guy once.
Yeah.
That's what happens a lot.
Yeah, Alan, that's what we didn't see. I didn't see like nobody kind of like, oh, he got there. Then he got there too. Whether it was 3 minutes in the first quarter or 7 minutes, like Alan, I didn't see nobody really kind of like, okay, it's my turn. Okay, it's your turn. And they both was there. You know what I mean? Like we didn't see none of that, Alan. But what do you didn't see none?
And another thing, I'm gonna tell y'all one guy that showed me get up, and that's Williams, number 91. Every time that ball was snapped, he was making a collision before everybody else. It's supposed to be like synchronized swimming as a defensive line. We all need to be hitting the bag at the same time. It's like Sweat is probably the last one hitting the bag. Like, dude, you are the edge rusher. Your job is to get upfield. And Javon Dexter, if he keeps dancing, he needs to be on the Dancing with Stars. Like, I need you to get upfield and stop sitting around, just grabbing guys. Like, you got to get upfield, big baby.
He had Pat Mahomes dead to rights, bro, and could not bring him down. Dexter, all this hype, Grady Jarrett, he coming in this year 3. I'm working with the young guy. I can't wait to see him. And it's like,
come on, man.
Come on, man.
Dexter needs to have the idea that he's playing for his NFL life, in my opinion. If he really wants to earn a second contract, I know fans of the Bears really defend him because he was the guy who essentially was taken instead of Jalen Carter. And statistically, you can always spin a narrative however you'd like. Dexter had better stats at a certain period in time before an injury, whatever the case was, right? I'm not 100% convinced that Dexter's the guy. I think he needs to prove it this year in the new system. If he proves me wrong, if he just proves himself, I'll be very, very happy. I love the guy. But, man, again, just the whole performance from the defensive line against those Chiefs was bad.
Mm-hmm. Well, true.
I like
Karl, that first drive was, 3 minutes?
Yeah, hold on.
I have no idea.
We're going to talk. We got 2 weeks to talk about football. Shout out to BallroomNet. They just retweeted this live, bro. BallroomNet, Ballroom. Aldi
Gondor? Aldo Gandia? Yeah, that's great. That's great people over there.
Yeah,
I'm a little bit,
Greg Gabriel, that's my guy.
Yeah, Greg. We might be talking to Greg right now. How's it going, Greg?
We might be talking to Greg. So,
shout out, Greg.
We're gonna get into some stuff. Look, we got 2 more weeks, man. We got 2 weeks for football.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna talk about Caleb Williams. You know what I mean? His last game before we see him September 8th against the Minnesota Vikings. CJ, what have been your thoughts on Caleb Williams this preseason so far? I'm going to save mine because I like what I've seen so far in limited starts. But what has been your thoughts on Caleb Williams so far, or at least the last game that we saw from him, man? What were your thoughts?
You can say at least when he has a clean pocket that he's probably the best quarterback out there. When he has a clean pocket, he's not running for his life. So when he plays in a clean pocket, it's like he get his feet underneath him. He make the correct throws, get it to his tight ends, to his receivers. So definitely him having that offensive line helps.
Okay. So, well, same thing to you, big dog. Like Caleb in limited class, I only seen Caleb miss 3 or 4 passes, incompletions, a touchdown every time he's gotten in there. You know what I mean? But what has been your thoughts about Caleb Williams thus far in preseason, whether it's his feet, his mechanics, his eye movement, you know what I'm saying, him throwing anticipatory throws, him throwing blinds to, lead guys open? What have been your thoughts on Caleb Williams in limited time? Because we've seen what Tyson Bagent been doing with the 2s and the 3s for a whole second half. But what we've seen from Caleb Williams so far, just what has been your thoughts on Caleb? Well,
hey, Caleb's definitely taken a step forward in terms of his NFL career. You're starting to see the quarterback that everyone else saw in Oklahoma and USC. The pocket is definitely cleaner than it was before. He's able to sit down. He's able to, go through his progressions. He's able to show you this, where before he's getting the ball and then flushed out and having to run away or make something happen on his own. But he's throwing to spots. He's throwing with anticipation. He's throwing with power. He's throwing with accuracy now. And that last one, that's the big thing. Everyone was hitting on him on that deep ball last year. That deep ball to Rome was perfect.
Bro, we're going to get to Rome
just
in a
couldn't
second.
come down with it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the one thing I'll add to this, we can move on very quickly, but there's been no scheme whatsoever in this preseason. Whatever the true scheme is, however Ben Johnson has designed this offense around Caleb Williams, we have not even seen one snap of it, probably even in practice. So you're going to see that in the next 2 weeks now that it's closed practices. They already have had the game plan. They've been moved on to Minnesota since, Jade Walker did the Juby slide, right? They've moved on. So we'll see what he's got capable. Physically, I think he's as good as it gets, man. I'm fully bought into Caleb Williams, regardless of my season prediction. And I have no questions with Caleb Williams currently.
Man, this has been awesome. We're going to keep cooking, man. As long as y'all in here, because I still want to talk about Rome. And if y'all in here, we in here. We got 432 people in this live right now, man. This is amazing. And me, Karl, Walt, you know what I'm saying? CJ and Allen will be here all season, pre-game, post-game, all of that. So you guys tune in and make sure you following us on Facebook, on Twitter, and YouTube or X. So Allen, your thoughts on Caleb, man? Because I put up a clip of Caleb throwing in double coverage at Family Fest that actually went viral. It got over like 1 million views. And people were taking it. The clip was on Fox Sports Network. Who else took it?
Yeah, man.
Chase Daniels took that clip. It went viral,
Give
man.
G. Walker his flowers right now, everyone. He was the source. He was the source.
And I hate the fact that it was a negative play. But I posted like 5 other plays
to Chicago.
Williams absolutely flying, man. He was going crazy.
Yeah.
But it goes to show you that people want to see more negative things and positive things from Caleb Williams than I ever
Good old
imagined.
Chicago media.
We're not celebrities, man. We're fans. So for an instant, I got to see what it's like to be a professional athlete of his caliber, his stature, his celebrity, as far as the hate that Caleb Williams was getting for that. Like, it was an instant reaction clip because when you're in the game, you cool with Caleb throwing it in the dirt. You cool with Caleb throwing it to where nobody can get it. It's incomplete. But what you didn't want to see from Caleb Williams was him flushing out of the pocket, running to his right, and not throwing it out of bounds, bro. He threw it like 8, 10, 12, 14 feet on the green. And it freaked everybody out because we got Ben Johnson here to coach that out of you. You play a little bit of wild football. So when that clip went viral, that's what nobody wanted to see. Nobody wanted to see you, bro, getting flushed out to the right. Instead of you throwing it to the lady eating popcorn, drinking a soda, drinking pop, you throw it to 2 defenders. That could cost us a lot. So Allen, Caleb Williams, you know what I mean? I think he's gotten way better. He's a wild Mustang. He's a baby Mustang. You got to keep them guys structured. He's that wild buck. But in preseason so far, at least to the last 2 games, what have you seen from Caleb Williams?
Well, the calls, the offense been very vanilla, so I knew when DJ wasn't getting the ball, I seen DJ kind of really tired, but that was all cardio for him. this year. I mean, he's just really running his routes, being the ultimate pro. But DJ is going to touch the football a lot. I believe that. And Caleb is the one thing I want Caleb to do more than anything is to protect the football, which he only had 6 interceptions. But I want him to make sure that he's kept down charge sometimes. It's okay to dump for a 3 or 4 yard. When he threw that ball to Swift in the flat, but Swift jumped over the guy. Yeah, Swift can make plays like that pretty regular. You know, yeah, so just get the ball out and let the guys make the plays. Loveland, Komet, Burton, Zacchaeus. Just get the ball in front of them and get it going. You know what, guys? I don't really like when I see Caleb run the ball. It makes me nervous every time he leaves the pocket because I feel like every time he had Cole Komet the other day where I was like, he could have dumped it to Cole and Cole could have caught it for 6-7 yards. But you know what they would have done for Cole? They would have got Cole a rip. Go ahead and get your guys touches. I know sometimes, we try to get him out, get him a little sweat going on. I get it. I get the play calling. But sometimes as a quarterback, get your guys some touches. Tyson Badger did a good job the other day. He hit almost 8 different receivers, y'all.
He did.
That's beautiful football as a quarterback. That's covering every grade of grass, as they say. So that's why I want Caleb to get to that next step in development. Every grade of grass I want to be covered on the football field as a quarterback.
Did you go, Walt? You spoke on this already, Walt.
Yeah, I went on Caleb already.
I want to talk about Rome Odunze, man. Hold on, bro. I want to talk about Rome yesterday or the other day against the Chiefs. And Alan's been talking about Rome being raised on the farm. Them guys are the strongest people in the world, and I agree. I have not seen Rome catch multiple balls the way I saw him catch the other day. We can actually play bully ball with Rome Odunze now. That was the first time I saw him really get up there and get it, go to the middle of the field and get a catch and get a touchdown, bro. That was the first time. I said, oh, you know what? This is our number 1 wide receiver. Rome Odunze, this dude right here, is a problem physically, man. He's a problem, Alan and CJ. So when you saw, CJ, that Rome Odunze was that physical wide receiver that we know he could be, and it was just popping off the screen, him and Caleb getting that connection going, because he had one drop against the Bills. He come back the next week, that Friday, and is an absolutely terror, bro. Rome is that dude. He's a stud, CJ. So what's your thoughts, man?
My thoughts is I seen on tape that he was going to be good. When you have a big receiver that could just put a game behind him, he may have a bad catching game. But the fact that he's able to put that game behind him, come back the next game, and redemp himself, that speaks volumes. And he's only in his second year.
Yeah, I like that point, CJ. I think that's a good point. I'm not sure if you're alluding to even in the game, and I honestly thought that G. Walker was going to take us in a different direction because Caleb had a nice hole shot, whatever it was, to Rome Odunze, and Rome just couldn't come down with it. That's why you drafted the guy so high, because in college, statistically, he was one of the best contested catch ball getters, so to speak. Pause. And that should translate to the NFL. I'm extremely confident in Rome Odunze, just like I am with Caleb Williams, so much to the point where if Luther Burden pans out, and you can identify that before the trade deadline this year, you can't pay everyone, man. So if that means that DJ Moore is going to garner a first-round pick, it is what it is. And I know no one wants to talk about trading our good players. We just got good players. Why do you have to trade them? It's just the nature of the beast in the NFL, man. And the way that things are looking up, it looks like you're going to need 2 first-round picks. You're going to need to get an edge rusher. You're going to need to get a left tackle. So if that means getting rid of one of these wide receivers, the oldest one in the room, it is what it is, man. But as far as it pertains to Rome Odunze, I expect him to become the Bears' number 1 wide receiver because I think from a talent perspective, he's second to none.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. So, Alan, man, we're gonna give it to you, and then we can share our final thoughts after this. Everybody can give their socials, and we can tell people where to find us, man. But Alan, man, your boy popped up off the screen, bro. He popped up off the screen the other night, man. So just go ahead and get your vindication on, man, and go ahead and talk this shit real quick, Alan, about your boy Rome.
Yeah, I just love Rome, man. I love his upbringing, man. He come up tough. You know what I'm saying? He's just a worker. You know what I'm saying? He's a delight probably to work with in the locker room. You know, I always see him smiling. So he's got good energy in the locker room. But Rome, that little clip we seen in the 1920 drive.
Yeah, we went over that. Yeah.
When he went over Gordon was mugging. Gordon would have got a 15-yard penalty on that play. But he just went up and just took it away from him. Like, that type of effort. And I was like, it looked effortless. Like, you're just a little too little for me.
It looked like he jumped off the trampoline or some shit and just went up there like LeBron or Mike or something. Just, I'm tired of playing with you. You a little man. You know what I mean? And I'm just
so I love Rome, man. We just got to Caleb's got to keep working on ball placement with Rome. We got to find out where he likes the ball. Is it a little bit behind? Is it over the defender? It looks like to me he likes to take it off the hip. So he's one of those guys, if you're throwing the ball, let him go up and catch it, not come down and catch it. I think Caleb's been doing a little bit where he's coming down on his trajectory instead of going up, where he's stronger and he's got, gravity is what it is. He's 6'4". So he's going to just take precedence over the football by throwing it up with a little bit more arm. So I think Rome, just keep working on these little things like that. They'll get that connection. But I'm starting to think Rome is a guy, throw it up there, he's going to go up and get it. So Rome is one of those type of guys.
Maybe that's why you drafted Colston Loveland as well, so that your quarterback can just be familiar with putting that ball in the same spot regardless of anywhere, because Loveland can do the same thing. So I love what you're saying, Alan.
So, Walt, man, what's your thoughts on this, Walt, man, on Rome flashing like he flashed? Like I said, look, we can play bully ball now because we know DJ Moore is limited. As good as he is, he's not a wide receiver. One, to me, he's not 6'3". He's not 6'4". He don't go through the middle and catch it like that all the time. But this guy right here clearly separated himself, and you kind of saw why they took him 9th overall. To me, I was very impressed, Walt.
Yeah, no, he's definitely making that jump to what could be or should be the number one wide receiver on the team. Right now it is DJ Moore and will be for this season, unless Rome completely explodes and goes nuclear, which is always a possibility.
Right.
But, I think we're going to see the Caleb Williams, Rome Odunze connection really grow this year, and probably, like you said, if push comes to shove, DJ Moore might be on the outs come the end of the year. Nothing personal, it's just business.
Especially if you can, I don't want to say you trick a team, but you already have that rapport with the Bills. You already had the joint practice. You've done so many draft day trades in the last 2 years. I mean, if the Bills are making a playoff push, you obviously know they want to make a Super Bowl. They want to win a Super Bowl. If they need a number one wide receiver, DJ Moore might be your guy. We'll take pick 32 and give you DJ Moore at the deadline. I wouldn't be upset with that whatsoever, man.
Man, look, it's going on 1 hour and 42 minutes, almost 2 hours, man. The chat is going crazy. Over 520 people in this live. Man, this has been a great show, man, by some great people. Karl, man, this guy knows ball. Walt knows ball. If you have not followed these guys on Twitter right now, please follow my guys, man. Follow my guy Walt at the Bear Review. Follow my guy Karl at the Time Smart Podcast, man. So, Walt, give us your final thoughts, man. And we're going to get up out of here about anything, about preseason, about September 8th. Just give us what you got, bro. Just anything.
I mean, team looks great. Defense needs some work. Offense looks a hell of a lot better than it did last year. Coaching staff is in place. Quarterback is in place. A lot of the incidentals are in place. Does that mean something big is coming? I don't know. Maybe.
Right. There you go. Karl, same thing to you, man. Tell the people where they can find you, Karl, and give them your socials, man, and just give us your final thoughts about anything, man. It don't even matter. What you got, big dog.
Yeah, I mean, you guys can probably see me on the Twitter, the YouTube comments here. It's just Diane Smythe, essentially on just YouTube and Twitter. And then the Bears Country Podcast is something that I'm a part of every Thursday. I produce that show. Sometimes I guest on it, whatever the case is. So that's something, if you guys are not following me there, it'd be greatly appreciated. Final thoughts on the team. Again, very leery of the run defense. Admittedly, I was very down on the rush attack, but Swift looks good, and I think that this interior offensive line that we've assembled looks great. I think he can still run if you have a poor left tackle. I don't know. Other than that, I mean, hoping for the best. If you got Caleb Williams, I think that you can win a lot of games. It's just that how quickly can you start winning those games with a new coaching staff in a brand new offense for Caleb Williams in his second year in the NFL after the first year, which was detrimental to say the least. So, it is what it is.
Love it. And then we are the CNG Podcast. We are the CNG Podcast. If you just come into one of our shows, I'm G Walker. You see me in the middle right there. That's the OG right there. CJ, that's the C in CNG Podcast. I'm the G in CNG Podcast. And OG Allen is our football savant, ex-offensive lineman, football coach. This is OG Allen, man. This is the guy we go to when we need that real expertise, when we need that football talk that only a football player can talk, that can give it to the people. So this is the CNG Podcast. This is us, and we will be here all season. But with that being said, CJ, give us your final thoughts about anything in the season.
I just hope that the defense improves. We see more blitzing. We see more things from the defense because they kind of got me a little worried right now. Because it seemed like the line may be hoping for Jared Allen, not Jared Allen, excuse me, for Grady Jarrett to come back and maybe give him some hope. And I just want those guys to start doing it themselves. Get into the quarterback to yourselves, beat your man, and get into the quarterback. That's what I want to see from that defensive line.
Allen, go ahead, big dog. What you got for your final thoughts, man? We can finish.
Yeah, man. Just a quick thing about what Paul was saying about Swift, man. I didn't get a chance to touch on it, but Swift, if he runs like that, get average about 4 yards a clip, I feel like that's going to be winning football for us. That's what we need from him. He was taking the 2 or 3 yards, getting good lean on the line of scrimmage, man, and he was north and south. His pads were north and south. So that's what I like in my running back. Going forward, the defensive line, like CJ said, man, we got to keep working. Like I said, we have all our guys, but they have to improve. They're the linchpins of the team. They have to improve. So that's my final thoughts, guys. I appreciate Karl and the Bear Review, man. Wow, man. So y'all were awesome tonight, man. So I appreciate it, man. And we're gonna have a good season, man.
Man, well said about everybody, man. I'm G Walker, the CNG Podcast. Look, the final thoughts is this. The Chicago Bears are running out of excuses. They're running out of excuses. Caleb is running out of excuses. Ben Johnson doesn't have any excuses. None of these guys have any excuses coming into this season, to me, personally. So I'm expecting to see these guys come out of the gate flying, catching, and everything. Roma Dunze continues to impress me. I'm impressed by him. DeAndre Swift. From what I saw from here, everybody say he's not a bell cow running back. He's like a bell cow running back to me. Because when the offense couldn't get nothing, he was out there putting in work. So I like the fact that Ben Johnson, some people disagree with me, but I'm telling you, Allen can agree with me. Sometimes that coach will take that football out of quarterback's hands and let him run the ball if he's not running this operation smoothly. Am I right or wrong, Allen?
That is a fact.
Because some people saying, no, he was just trying to establish the run. Guys saying, no, y'all got to really pay attention. Ben Johnson not going to allow Caleb Williams to miss a read and not get a call out quick enough. He's going to run that ball, bro. So be prepared this season, Bear Nation. When you do see Ben Johnson run that ball, it's going to be a little bit of, is he taking the ball away from Caleb Williams out of his hands because he's not doing ABCD? And that's something I'm looking forward to seeing just because I want to see how fast he's picking up this offense and getting the ball out. So with that being said, man, we out of here, man. I'm G Walker, the CNG Podcast. That's Karl from the Time Smile Podcast. That's Walt from the Bear Review, man. And we out of here. 540 people. Shout out to everybody that came in the chat tonight, man. We had Bill. We had Crooked Commish. We had Joseph. We had everybody. We had Cream Sleeve. We had Immortal come in. We had Brian Gilmore come in. Fatality come in. It was Relentless Mikey came in and kept the show popping, man. All you guys added to the Smoke Fest of the CNG Podcast collaboration 53-man roster prediction episode, man. We out of here. We'll see y'all September 8th for our pregame show against the Minnesota Vikings. God bless y'all. Enjoy the rest of y'all Sunday. Stay safe. We out of here. Peace.
Fuck the Packers.
Fuck Green Bay.